Welcome to the first ever series recap. We're going to try to recap every series from this season on this YouTube channel. Thank you for tuning into this one. This is the Cubs series number 1. So the pitching matchup for game 1 was Nathan Eovaldi versus Justin Steele. These are two great arms. Justin Steele, what a dog he is. I mean, this guy's probably going to win a Cy Young at some point in his career. And then Eovaldi, we all know he's just a fierce competitor. We were so fortunate to have such a great opening day starting pitching matchup like this. So let's get right into game 1. So we had a quiet first inning, but in the second, got a little interesting. Morel, this guy's red hot. He's going to have a great year. He triples to lead off the inning. Swanson, sac fly. 1-0 Chicago. Now nothing happening here in the middle innings. Then we get to the 4th inning, bottom of the 4th. Young hits a 1-out double. Then Adolis rips one to third for a single. And that brings up Wyatt Langford. The rookie comes through. He gets us a sac fly. It's 1-1. Now, bottom of the 5th, there's some action. Duran leads off with a double. Then unlucky base running error. That's a tough one right there. Unlucky base running error. Duran is out at third. Leote goes for a sac bunt. Steele makes a nice play, but he hits the deck. He grabs his leg, looks to be a hamstring, and Steele actually has to come out of the game. He was throwing a gym. He's a great pitcher. I really hope it's not anything serious. Looking for reports on it. Can't find anything at the time of recording this, but really hope it's nothing serious. But Merriweather comes in, and he walks Simeon, gets to Seager, but Seager unfortunately grounds out. Then top of the 6th, 2 quick outs for Eovaldi. Then he gives up back-to-back doubles to Suzuki and Belly. So Belly knocks in Suzuki. It is 2-1 Chicago. Yency Almonte comes in, and he's a great reliever, so I'm a little bit worried here. He gets 1 quick out with Young, but Adolis Garcia does Adolis Garcia things. He hits a home run because that's what he does. Now we're knotted up, 2-2. Langford follows up. He gets his first MLB hit. Congratulations, Langford. Then Spores comes in for the 7th, and he gets out unscathed. It wasn't pretty. It was actually very scary, but no runs given up. And then a little rally for the Rangers in the 8th, but no runs to show for it. On to the 9th, chaos ensues. Leclerc in for the Rangers. He strikes out Morel. He grounds out to Swanson. So we got 2 quick outs. Then Leclerc, he walks 2 Cubbies. Then Counsell decides to pinch hit Mastrobuoni for Madrigal. Then this is where it gets weird. Mastrobuoni swings at one and fouls it off. Heim knows it's fouled off, and the umpire doesn't call anything. So we got a runner on second, and Heim's arguing with the ump that it was a foul ball. And the ball's kind of in no man's land, and Bush, the runner on second, just starts running. So then once everyone realizes, oh, Bush is running, he's trying to come and score, Heim goes, runs, tries to flip it to the clerk. He's safe. So the Cubs take a late lead. At this point, I've lost my mind. If y'all were following the Twitter feed, I absolutely lost my mind. It's an unreviewable play, which is ridiculous. Why have reviews? If you can't review some things, that should definitely be a reviewable call. Such a big point in the game. But hey, the Cubs are up 3-2 at this point. And then the Rangers get out of the inning. So now it's the bottom of the 9th, and Alzolay comes in to slam the door. Another good reliever there for the Cubs. The GOAT manager, Bruce Bochy, he cooked. He puts in Travis Jankowski. He pinch hits Jankowski for Duran, and boom, Jankowski hits a bomb. You cannot make this up. Are you kidding me? A bomb from Jankowski. Let's freaking go. Now it's a tie ball game heading into extras. I still don't like these extra inning rules, but hey, it's what we got to deal with at this point. So top of the 10th, Robertson comes in to make his Rangers debut. He gets a K, then he walks Happ, then we get a ground out for 2 outs. They intentionally walk Bellinger, and they put up Morel, who has been on fire. First pitch to Morel from Robertson, 450 feet, way gone, and it's just foul. Whenever he touched the ball, my heart sank. I was so scared there. I thought for sure it was a grand slam. I was like, game over. But it was foul. Thank goodness. And then after a nice battle between Robertson and Morel, they get Robertson to pop up over to Walsh at first base. So now it's the bottom of the 10th. They bring in Smiley. When the Cubs brought in Smiley, I had a good feeling about it. You know, he's not the best. He's not the best arm in the world. So I'm like, surely we can scratch a run off Drew Smiley with a runner on second and no outs. So Seager's up, Semien at second. Seager hits a soft ground out, but Semi's able to move to third. Both Young and Adolis base on balls. So bases juiced for the rookie, Wyatt Langford. Langford works a good at-bat, but in the end, he grounds out into a fielder's choice to third base. They get Semien out at home, so there's 2 outs. Jonah Heim is up to bat. And Jonah Heim was the one that was just involved in the little debacle at home plate. So Jonah Heim decides, you know what, umpires, let me just win this ball game. He rips one in the gap. Game over, walk off. The Rangers win. 4-3. We're going to go 162-0. Let's go, Rangers. Great game. Game 1. Let's go.
All right, let's get into game 2. This was the ring game. The rings looked great. Max looked mad, and the fastballs were slow in this one. The starters for this game, Cody Bradford for the Rangers and Kyle Hendricks for the Cubs. I colloquially wanted to call this the battle of the low velo. I don't know if Hendricks breaks 86 miles an hour with a fastball, and Bradford probably touches 92, but sits closer to 90 miles an hour with that fastball. So let's get started. We didn't have any scoring in the first, but we get into the second inning. We see Dansby Swanson take a hack. 2-run bomb. It's a middle fastball on a 2-1 count. Just wasn't a very competitive pitch for Bradford. But it's not too long. The Rangers go and score in the bottom half of that inning. They get a Jared Walsh ripper. Low in the zone changeup just sends that one up, I think it was 415 or something, 106 off the bat. So from there, we would have the Rangers going to score 3 more runs before the end of the 4th inning. Bombi had a shot, 2 runs there, and then an RBI single from Seager. Then we had Bradford come out of the game in the 5th with a final line of 3 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 base on ball, and 6 strikeouts. Overall, great performance for him. It's what we're going to need to see out of him while we have Scherzer and DeGrom down. After that, we had a 4-piece combo of 1-inning efforts from Spores, Robertson, Yates, and Burke. All had competitive outings. Not very many strikeouts, not very many walks, but everyone looked great. The last scoring of the game came in the 8th. It was inconsequential, but it was at the hands of Ben Brown. This was his major league debut. He gave up 6 runs on 5 hits and 2 walks. It was a rough debut for him, but the young flamethrower did have a couple opportunities to get out of the inning. Third baseman made an error, and then there's a bounce ball play. Hard hit by Seager went off of his leg rather than going up the middle. Would have been a tailor-made double play. So he probably could have gotten out of that game, only giving up 1 to 2 earned runs and 2 innings pitched. So he's got a bright future ahead of him, but just had a tough luck of the draw today. The final line of the game was 11-2 Rangers. Pretty good game. I would say my standouts for the game, Seager went 4 for 5 with RBI. We're not seeing the power out of him that we're used to, but he's making solid contact flat through the zone, hitting to all parts of the field too. And then we had Walsh with 3 for 5, home run and a double. He's raking, putting Nathaniel Lowe on notice, unfortunately. And then we had Cody Bradford, who in his 5-inning effort only had 1 real mistake, and that was that 2-run home run. Very competitive game for both sides of the ball. Cubs looking a little bit sloppy. I think my big takeaway, though, is the MLB does not have errors in the game anymore, apparently. I mean, I saw 3 to 4 plays that I would have put down as errors on my scorebook, but were ruled as hits. So expect this year to have more inflated OPS, inflated averages, and a lot less errors because it is still, just like last year, error-free ball. Also, final thing, not sure if y'all saw the video of Mad Max on Twitter with his ring, but my gosh, he looked hilarious. Punch in the air, eyes wide open, smiling, big as can be. Guy's obviously a competitor, but he is absolutely crazy.
Now we got Game 3. Rangers up 2-0 in the series. We got Jon Gray versus Jordan Wicks. As a Rangers fan, you got to be pretty confident going into this game with how Jon Gray finished up last year in the postseason. He was pretty dominant. He's a guy that has a lot of upside, and he can pitch lights out. So I was very confident in this game. Jordan Wicks is a young arm. Not the most experienced, so I thought, hey, the Rangers should do pretty well here. It's worth noting also that Seager had just a scheduled day off. He only played 4 spring training games because he had the surgery. So scheduled day off for Seager, which I still thought, that stinks not to have Seager, but Rangers still should be fine. So let's just hop right into the game. Top 1, Gray on the hill. He gets an out. Then Suzuki, who kind of struggled this series, rips a single up the middle. Gray issues a walk to Belly. Then the red-hot Morel hits a 3-run bomb. So early 3-0 lead for the Cubbies. Gray followed up that home run, though, with 2 strikeouts. In the bottom half of the first, nothing happening from the Rangers, aside from a nice walk from Langford. In the top of the second, shaky for Gray, but no runs allowed. And then bottom 2, we got a ground out for Duran to open up the inning. And then Kisner reaches on an error. Walsh grounds out. Then Carter and Leote both walk, which turns out to be huge, because that brings up Semien, bases loaded, and he rips a single to left field, and he knocks in 2 runs. So, 3-2, Rangers down. Now we're going to fast forward to the 4th inning. Horner pops up, then Gray walks Tauchman. Amaya singles and Happ doubles. Taveras misplays it out in the outfield on the ground, gets past him, and Tauchman and Amaya both score, so it's 5-2 Cubs. Now, bottom of the 4th, Walsh leads it off with a single. Then Carter reaches on a Dansby-Swanson error, and Walsh gets to third there. And Taveras strikes out. That brings up Semien, though, with 2 runners on, and Semien doubles. So he brings home Walsh, making it 5-3 Cubbies. And then that brings up a kid named Wyatt Langford. He decides to hit a triple to dead center that was 403 feet. It would have been a home run in a handful of parks. But at Globe Life, it was a triple. So that triple knocked in both Carter and Semien, so this game is now knotted up at 5. And now we got 1 out and Langford at third, so we think we're cooking. We got Young and Garcia up, and both of them actually go down swinging, which is not ideal. I really thought we could have scratched another run there and taken the lead, but we tied the game up, so you can't really complain. Now it's the top of the 5th, and Urania actually came in to clean up the 4th inning, and he's still in. And he had a really solid outing. He had kind of a shaky 5th inning. He walked a guy and hit a batter, but he got out of it with a 0 on the board, so we're still tied. Now it's the bottom of the 5th, and Wicks gets replaced by Mark Leiter Jr. Leiter Jr. had a good inning, good clean inning. Top 6, Urania's still in, has a clean inning. Then bottom 6, the Cubs put in Merriweather, who we saw in Game 1. 2 quick outs, and then Young comes up, and he rips one out to right field. It's a catchable ball, I think, but Suzuki had trouble seeing it. I don't know if the lighting was weird or something, but some weird plays today. Like, you don't see a big leaguer whiff on a play like Suzuki did here, so that ball went to the wall, and Young got a triple. Unfortunately, he got left stranded after an Adolis pop fly in the outfield, and we're still tied at 5 heading into the 7th. Yuri Rodriguez comes in to relief for Urania, and he had an electric 1-2-3 inning. And then bottom of the 7th, just as good for Merriweather, 1-2-3 inning. Now we got top 8. Yuri Rodriguez is still in, and it was a shaky one for him. He managed to squeak out of the inning and keep it tied, but it was a stressful inning there for Yuri. Neris comes in for Chicago. He allows a hit, but no runs. So we are now tied up still going into the 9th. 5-5. We bring in Leclerc. I know the thinking there is, hey, let's keep this ball game tied and let's win it in the bottom of the 9th. So they bring in Leclerc, who's been the closer. He gets a quick out, so some confidence here, and then he issues a walk. And then Horner singles and another walk. So now we got bases juiced. Bases loaded and 1 out. Mastroboni comes in to pinch hit. We got the infield in. He hits a hard grounder to Semien, and Semien being the captain he is, he knows where the play's at. He throws it home, and he gets Bush, the lead runner, out at home. So we're still knotted up, 5-5. We got 2 outs. I'm feeling more confident here. The bases are loaded, but still confidence. And Leclerc issues a walk, and it is now 6-5. He just walked in the game leading run in the top of the 9th. So now it's 6-5. Jacob Latz comes in, bases loaded, 2 outs, and Suzuki greets him with a single to left field that knocks in 2 runs. It's 8-5. Still need 1 more out, just 1 out. And just for good measure, Bellinger tacks on an insurance run. He singles, and it's 9-5. Azalai comes in, goes 1-2-3, and the Rangers suffer their first loss of the year to a good Cubs team. I mean, the Rangers lost 9-5 today, but this is a good Cubs team that is projected to make the playoffs, and the Rangers won the series. The series could look a lot different. With the fiasco in Game 1, if it wasn't for a Travis Jankowski home run, we're looking at a 1-2 start to this season. But we scratched away, got that first win, and then Game 2, we dominated that game. And then today, great job by fighting back, but just ran out of steam there at the end. So 2-1, we're atop of the AL West, right where we want to be. And now the Rangers head to Tampa Bay. They got a 3-game road set against the Rays, so it should be a fun series. I think the Rays went 2-2 against the Blue Jays, so they're still a good quality team. Thank you guys for tuning into the first series recap of the year. The Cubs take the last game, but the Rangers win the series 2-1. See y'all in Tampa Bay.